There's a moment every cop has, the one where your training disappears and pure instinct takes over. Mine happened on a Tuesday night in South Stockton. I was 2 years on the job, running code 3 to a shots fired call, and when I got there, the shooter was still standing in the street, gun at his side, looking right at me. And the thing they don't tell you at the academy? In that moment, your body makes the decision before your brain catches up. I spent 12 years as a police officer with the Stockton Police Department. If you don't know Stockton, it's a city of about 320,000 in California's Central Valley, and it has spent years rotating on and off the FBI's list of most dangerous cities in America. At one point, we had the highest per capita murder rate of any major city in the country. I started on patrol, then I moved to gang enforcement, where I worked cases involving some of the most violent street gangs in Northern California. After that, I became a K-9 handler. Me and my partner cleared buildings, tracked suspects, and found things hidden in places you wouldn't believe. And most recently, I've been on motors, the traffic division, riding a police motorcycle, handling fatal collisions, DUI enforcement, and high-speed pursuits. I'm not going to tell you my name. I'm not going to show my face. What I am going to do is tell you the truth about what it's actually like to be a cop in a city like Stockton. The calls that haunt you, the moments that were genuinely funny, the things the public gets completely wrong, and the stuff that doesn't make the news. But here's where this channel gets different. I'm also going to show you how I'm using artificial intelligence, specifically an AI agent I built, to create income outside of policing. Because here's the reality. Most cops are broke. We work overtime just to afford our mortgage. And I got tired of that, so I started automating. And it's working. This is Badge and Bot. Let's get into it. Every cop remembers their first real call, not the first noise complaint or the first traffic stop. The first one where you realize this job is going to change you. Mine was a domestic violence call in a neighborhood off Pacific Avenue. Dispatch said the caller was whispering, which is never a good sign. When someone whispers on a 911 call, it means the threat is still in the room. I pulled up with my training officer, no lights, no siren. We killed everything a block out. Walked up to the front door and I could hear it before we knocked. Breaking glass, a woman screaming, a man's voice that sounded like it had gone past anger into something else entirely. My training officer looked at me and said 3 words, "On you, Rook." That's how it works. Your FTO puts you in the deep end because that's the only way you learn to swim. I knocked on that door and announced, and for about 2 seconds, everything went silent. Then the door opened. The woman was standing behind him. I could see blood on her face. He was calm, eerily calm, smiled at me, said, "Everything's fine, officer." Now here's what civilians don't understand about domestic violence calls. They're the most dangerous calls we respond to. Statistically more dangerous than robbery calls, more dangerous than most shooting calls. Because the emotions are nuclear, there are weapons in every house, and nobody is thinking clearly. I'll spare you the play-by-play, but here's what I learned that night. The academy teaches you law. The street teaches you people. That man's smile told me more than any report ever could. We got her out. We arrested him. And about 6 hours later, I sat in my patrol car in the station parking lot and just sat there, trying to process what I'd seen. My training officer found me. He didn't say anything profound. He just said, "You're going to see worse. Eat something." And he was right on both counts. But it's not all heavy. If I only told you the dark stuff, I'd be lying about what policing is actually like. Because cops are some of the funniest people alive. We have to be. Humor's how you survive. One of my favorite stories happened when I was on motors. I'm on my police motorcycle running radar on the freeway, the 99 if you know Stockton, and I clock this guy doing 97 and a 65. So I light him up. He pulls over immediately. Good sign. I walk up to the car and this guy, maybe 20 years old, has the most terrified look I've ever seen. Like he's convinced he's going to prison. I'm talking white-knuckled grip on the steering wheel, won't make eye contact. I ask for his license and registration. He hands me his debit card. I look at the debit card. I look at him. He looks at the debit card. And I watch the exact moment his soul leaves his body. "Sir, I can't run your visa through my radar gun." He started laughing. I started laughing. And you know what? I wrote him for 75 in a 65 instead of the full 97. Because sometimes the punishment is the embarrassment, and that kid had already been punished enough. Here's the thing about traffic stops that people don't realize. 90% of them are totally normal interactions. The ones that go viral are the 1%. Most of the time, I'm just a guy on a motorcycle hoping you'll slow down so I don't have to scrape you off the highway later. Every fatal collision I've worked started with someone thinking the speed limit was a suggestion. That's a taste of what this channel is about. Real stories from a real cop in a real city. But like I said, this isn't just a police story channel. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how I set up an AI agent that runs on my computer 24/7. It checks my email, manages my schedule, does research for me, and is helping me build income streams that don't require me to work overtime at $65 an hour. Because $65 an hour sounds great until you realize you're earning it at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, standing in the rain at a DUI checkpoint. I'll also be breaking down real interrogation techniques, not the Hollywood version, the actual psychological methods we use. And I'll be telling more stories. The K9 ones are wild. My dog found a guy hiding in a dryer once, a running dryer. If any of that sounds interesting, hit subscribe. I'm going to be uploading multiple times a week, and the stories only get crazier from here. Drop a comment telling me what you want to hear about first. The gang enforcement days, the K9 stories, or the AI and automation stuff. I'll prioritize whatever you all want. And if you're a cop, a first responder, military, or anyone who works a job where you trade hours for dollars and you're tired of it, this channel is for you. I've been where you are. I'm building something different. Come build with me. Badge and bot. I'll see you in the next one.